A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television this Friday morning. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are this morning's headlines. US drops mother of all bombs on IS tunnel complex in Afghanistan. Ex-President Hamid Karzai says his country being misused for testing dangerous weapons. 127th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar tribute function in Parliament complex. PM in Nagpur to launch initiatives to further digital payments revolution. India once again seeks consular access to meet Kulbhushan Jadhav for the 14th time. Says there is no knowledge of his current whereabouts in Pakistan. Non-bailable warrant against Zakir Naik by Mumbai court in connection with the money laundering case. This after he failed to present himself before the ED. And NASA scientists say Saturn's ice-crusted moon Enceladus may now be the single best place to look for life beyond Earth. Well, our top focus, the US military last evening dropped a MOA bomb known as the mother of all bombs on a tunnel complex used by Islamic State militants in Afghanistan. Well, the strike follows last week's death of a US Special Forces soldier fighting Islamic State here. West US military says that the huge blast would rattle Iraqi troops and pressure them into surrendering. Now, President Donald Trump called it another successful job. Well, this is the first time that this powerful bomb has been used in the battlefield. The mother of all bombs. America's most lethal non-nuclear bomb. 30 feet long, weighing close to 10,000 kilograms. It is technically called GBU-43B Massive Ordnance Air Blast Bomb. On Thursday evening, US dropped this bomb in Afghanistan on Islamic State targets in Achin district in Nangarhar province. It is the first time this type of weapon has been used in battle.
Very, very proud of the people. Really another successful job. We're very, very proud of our military. Just like we're proud of the folks in this room, we are so proud of our military, and it was another successful event.
The Achin district is the primary center of IS activity in Afghanistan. It was here that a US Army Special Forces soldier was killed fighting the terror group on Saturday. The extent of the damage and whether anyone was killed is not yet clear. The US military is currently conducting an assessment. Local sources said that the explosion was so powerful it was heard in 2 neighboring districts.
We targeted a system of tunnels and caves that ISIS fighters used to move around freely, making it easier for them to target U.S. military advisors and Afghan forces in the area. The United States takes the fight against ISIS very seriously, and in order to defeat the group, we must deny them operational space, which we did. The United States took all precautions necessary to prevent civilian casualties and collateral damage as a result of the operation.
After the strike, Republicans were quick to voice their support. Former President of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, was among the first to condemn the attack, saying, "This is not the war on terror, but the inhuman and most brutal misuse of our country as a testing ground for new and dangerous weapons," adding, "It is upon us, Afghans, to stop the USA." There are about 8,400 US troops in Afghanistan and they regularly perform counter-terrorism operations against Islamic State. Besides that, NATO-led forces also train, advise and assist the Well, a function will be held at the Parliament House lawns to mark the occasion. Well, the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry will organize a function to pay floral tributes to the father of the Constitution. Well, the President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Lok Sabha Speaker, Union Ministers and other dignitaries will offer floral tributes. Well, a function to pay floral tribute to him will also be held in the Central Hall of Parliament House, where Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's portrait is put up. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Nagpur today on the occasion of 127th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Well, Prime Minister Modi will launch several crucial initiatives here to further the digital payments revolution in India. Now, these include the launch of a Bhim Aadhaar platform for merchants, cashback and referral bonus schemes for Bhim, and declaring about 75 townships going cashless or less cash. While Bhim Aadhaar will enable every Indian citizen to pay digitally using their biometric data like their thumbprint or the merchant's biometric enabled device, which would be a smartphone having a biometric reader. Well, besides, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be presenting awards to mega draw winners of the Lucky Grahak Yojana and the Digi Dhan Vyapar Yojana. Well, in a series of tweets, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that he will pray at Diksha Bhumi in Nagpur, a holy spot closely associated with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He said that his government is unwavering in its efforts towards creating a strong, prosperous and inclusive India of Dr. Ambedkar's dreams. Well, Prime Minister Modi will also inaugurate a series of development projects including IIT, IIM and AIMS and the launch of a Kurari Thermal Power Station. Later, he will also address a public meeting. On to some other news now. Well, amid mounting controversy over the transparency of the EVMs, well, the Supreme Court on Thursday asked the Centre and the Election Commission to respond to petitions asking for paper trails on all EVMs. Well, this was after a senior advocate says that the judgment of the Apex Court was clear that the paper trail is an indispensable requirement for free and fair elections, but it is yet to be implemented.
The Supreme Court on Thursday issued notice to the Centre and the Election Commission on a petition challenging the use of electronic voting machine without a voter verifiable paper audit trial. In an oral observation, a bench headed by Justice J. Chalameshwar said, "Technically, we agree that any technology can be tampered with, but you have to have sufficient grounds for raising doubts. The electronic voting machine itself was introduced to stop larger evils like booth capturing. This is a work in progress." While the Apex Court was hearing a petition filed by the BSP, the Congress and the Trinamool were allowed to file their intervening applications to be a part of the case.
After a detailed hearing, the Honorable Supreme Court has issued notices today in the petition filed by Bahujan Samaj Party, in which we have taken several grounds, including challenging the introduction of the EVM and not bringing the VVPAT in all the seats in spite of directions of the Honorable Supreme Court in its earlier judgment of Subramaniam Swamy of October 2013.
Where the Supreme Court in 2013 held the paper trail to be indispensable for free and fair and transparent elections. Indispensable is the word used by the Supreme Court. Today, after 3 years, 4 years, we have a sorry and sad state of affairs where the government has not released funds to buy the VVPAT paper trail machines, and only about 58,000 paper trail machines exist against an EVM list of about 16 lakhs.
During the hearing, senior advocate P. Chidambaram, appearing for the BSP, said to assure accuracy in the voting process, paper trial is needed as the hardware and software of EVMs are vulnerable.
हारने के बाद निराश होके हताश होके सरकार के खिलाफ गलत प्रचार करना शुरू किया है। अभी जो उत्तर प्रदेश और उत्तरांचल, गोवा और मणिपुर में 4 स्टेट्स में बीजेपी जीत के सरकार बनाया, वो भी वो बच नहीं पा रहे।
We want that VVPAT should be 100%, and that is the only way in which this fears and these allegations can be settled.
Those who participate in the democratic process, they need to bear in mind that raising wild allegations against the process or conduct of elections is not in the larger interest of democracy without substance. They are a far improvement over the paper ballots and the kind of days of rigging that we have seen. Just because a set of political parties are losing and people do not wish to vote for them does not mean that the process is incorrect.
ये अच्छी बात है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अब चुनाव आयोग और भारत सरकार को इसका क्रियान्वयन करने के लिए नोटिस दिया है.
On Wednesday, opposition parties including Congress President Sonia Gandhi met President Pranab Mukherjee to raise concerns over the EVM tampering issue. BSP chief Mayawati had raised objections on the use of EVMs in March after assembly elections result. other political parties have also echoed Mayawati's concern on the issue. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has maintained that the voting machines are tamper-proof. The next hearing is slated for May 8th. Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha Television.
Let's move on in the bulletin now. Well, results were declared on Thursday for 10 assembly constituencies in states of Delhi, Karnataka, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand, and it was a thumping victory for the BJP in most of these states. Well, Congress managed to retain its hold over the 2 seats in Karnataka.
Celebration time for the BJP as the party registered a thumping win in the by-polls in the Rajouri Garden Assembly constituency in Delhi. The ruling Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, however, suffered a humiliating defeat with its candidate Harjeet Singh losing his deposit. The BJP SAD joint candidate Manjinder Singh Sirsa won over 50% of the votes.
उनकी छवि जो है जनता और उन्होंने अपनी छवि पूरी बिगाड़ दी है कि इसलिए कि जो भी वायदे किए थे उन्होंने नहीं पूरे किए और एक तरफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो लोगों के लिए काम करती है, प्रदेश के विकास के लिए काम करती है, देश के विकास के लिए करती है और जनता के लिए जो काम करना चाहिए उसके लिए लगी रहती है। ऐसे में जनता का पूरा भरोसा भारतीय जनता पार्टी में और रिजल्ट भी इस चीज को दर्शाता है।
The BJP's winning streak continued in Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. In Assam, BJP candidate Ranoj Pegu won the Dhemaji Assembly seat, defeating his nearest Congress rival Babul Sonowal by 9,285 votes. In Dholpur, BJP's Shobha Rani Khushwaha defeated Congress's Banwari Lal Sharma by around 39,000 votes. BJP candidate Dr. Anil Dhiman won the Bhoranj Assembly seat in Himachal Pradesh, defeating Pramila Devi of the Congress by 8,290 votes. In Madhya Pradesh also, the BJP candidate Shiv Narayan Singh won the Bandhavgarh Assembly seat, defeating rival Congress by a margin of over 25,000 votes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed BJP's impressive performance in the by-polls and congratulated the party workers in a Twitter message. The Congress, however, retained its hold in Karnataka, winning the Nanjangud and Gundlupet assembly seats. Party candidate Kalale N. Keshav Murthy defeated his nearest rival V. Srinivas Prasad of BJP by over 21,000 votes in Nanjangud, while in Gundlupet, its candidate Geeta Mahadev Prasad won against BJP's C.S. Niranjan Kumar by over 10,000 votes. With the assembly elections slated to be held in about a year, it was a high-stakes battle for both the BJP and Congress in Karnataka.
We are extremely happy with the results of 2 by-elections, and I want to thank the voters of 2 constituencies who stood with the Congress party, they supported the Congress party, ultimately made us to win in the elections. Here in Karnataka, in these 2 by-elections, these EVMs are not tampered.
Study in both the constituencies, in each booth, what has all happened, and we will study, and it will not affect where we are having a target of 150 seats in future election 2018. That will not affect all these things.
In West Bengal, the ruling Trinamool Congress candidate Chandrama Bhattacharya won the Kanthi Dakshin Assembly seat by 42,526 votes. The JMM retained the Littipara Assembly seat in Jharkhand, defeating ruling BJP. By-elections were held to the 10 assembly constituencies on Sunday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In more election-related news, well, a dismal 2% turnout was recorded at the 38 polling stations of Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency during the by-poll on Thursday, making it the lowest percentage in the state's history. Well, according to officials, only 709 votes of total 34,169 registered voters cast their votes across all the polling stations. No votes were polled in Khan Sahib Assembly segment, while only 3 votes were cast in Budgam segment and 84 in Charari Sharif segment. Now, from 7 in the morning to 4 in the evening, Birwa segment recorded 362 votes and Chadura saw 261 people casting their votes. The overall percentage in the entire constituency was 7.13%, which was lower than the Sunday's polling at 7.14%. Now, re-polling was conducted after 8 people were killed in large-scale violence during polling on Sunday. Well, a National Conference leader Farooq Abdullah and ruling PDP's Nazir Ahmed Khan are among the 9 candidates who are in the fray in this constituency. Well, the by-poll result will be declared on 15th of April.
आपसे आज यहाँ पर रिपोल हुआ। सुबह 7 बजे रिपोल शुरू हुआ और शाम 4 बजे ख़त्म हुआ। इसमें कुल 709 लोगों ने आज वोट का इस्तेमाल किया। करीब 2% बनता है ये हमारा जो आज के वोटर्स थे उसके हिसाब से।
And on to the other top story now. Well, India has once again sought consular access from Pakistan to meet Kulbhushan Jadhav. Remember, Jadhav was an Indian citizen and has been awarded a death sentence for alleged espionage in Pakistan. Well, replying to media queries, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Gopal Bagle said that without getting consular access, it cannot be ascertained how Jadhav reached Pakistan. Well, the MEA spokesperson also said that Pakistan should not put any preconditions for the consular access. He said that India is working sincerely to ensure the release of Jadhav. Well, asked whether India was aware of the current location of Jadhav in Pakistan, he said that India has no knowledge of his whereabouts.
We are obviously in touch with Pakistan through our High Commission. And we are pursuing this matter through our High Commission right now. कि ये जो लक्ष्य हमने अपने सामने रखा है, देश की भावनाओं और देश की लीडरशिप की जो भावनाएं हैं जो इसमें जुड़ी हुई हैं, उसके ध्यान में जो हमने ये लक्ष्य अपने सामने रखा है, उसको प्राप्त करने के लिए हम प्रयासरत हैं.
And in breakfast news, we'll take a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Thanks for staying with us. So, well, President Pranab Mukherjee has given his assent to the 4 key legislations on goods and services tax, paving way for the rollout of one nation, one tax regime from 1st of July this year. Well, these bills were passed in Rajya Sabha on 6th of April and by Lok Sabha on 29th of March. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had on Wednesday presented to the Council of Ministers a blueprint for the launch of the GST. Well, reported 4-slab tax structure of 5, 12, 18 and 28% has been finalized by the GST Council. The service sector is likely to attract a tax rate of 18% from the current 15% under the goods and services tax regime. Now, GST rates are to be discussed by the Council headed by Arun Jaitley on 18th and 19th of March. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that there was no need for a woman to change her name on a passport after marriage or divorce. Well, he also said that the woman could get the travel document by giving the names of either of her parents. Well, the Prime Minister said this while addressing the 50th anniversary of the Indian Merchants Chamber in Mumbai over a video link. Modi said that his government was committed to empowering women and it is his priority to register the homes being constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in the name of women. Well, the government has also decided to accord women the first right in all the schemes being executed by it.
पासपोर्ट के नियमों में भी एक बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण बदलाव किया गया है। अब महिला को अपनी शादी का या तलाक का सर्टिफिकेट देना जरूरी नहीं होगा। ये उसकी इच्छा पर होगा कि वो पासपोर्ट में अपने पिता का नाम लिखवाए या फिर मां का। सरकार हर स्तर पर, हर लेवल पर प्रयास कर रही है कि महिलाएं नौकरी के लिए, स्वरोजगार के लिए स्वयं होकर के आगे आए।
On to some other news. Well, a non-bailable warrant was issued by a court in Mumbai on Thursday for the arrest of controversial Islamic preacher Zakir Naik. Well, the court verdict is in connection with a money laundering case against him. Well, the warrant was issued after Naik failed to present himself before the Enforcement Directorate. Well, the ED claimed before the court that they had sent 4 summons to Naik, to which there has been just no response. Well, the ED registered a criminal case against Naik and others last December after taking cognizance of an NIA complaint under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Now, Zakir Naik is accused of promoting enmity between groups on religious and racial grounds, as also accumulating funds in an illegal way for his NGO, the Islamic Research Foundation. He is said to have been the inspiration behind last July's terror attack on an upscale cafe in Dhaka. Well, the Enforcement Directorate may now seek rogatory letters of request from a court in Saudi Arabia for judicial assistance in getting Naik back home for interrogation. Remember, Naik is currently believed to be staying in Saudi Arabia. News from Tamil Nadu. And the Supreme Court on Thursday pulled up a Tamil Nadu government over farmers' suicide cases and said it cannot leave the poverty-struck agriculturalists at the mercy of their fate. The Supreme Court bench said when there are so many deaths of farmers in the state of Tamil Nadu, it becomes obligatory on the part of the state to express concern and sensitiveness to do the needful and not allow the poverty-stricken farmers to reign to their fate or leave the downtrodden and the poor to yield to the idea of fatalism. The state, as the guardian, is required to see how to solve these problems or to meet the problems by taking curative measures, treating it as a natural disaster. Silence is not the answer, unquote. Well, a bench headed by Justice Deepak Misra issued notice to the state government and sought its response within 2 weeks on the plea filed by Tamil Nadu Centre for Public Interest Litigation. It also appointed Advocate Gopal Shankar Narayan as the amicus curiae to assist it in the case. Well, Tamil Nadu farmers have been demanding a drought relief package of 40,000 crore rupees, farm loan waivers and setting up of Kaveri Management Board from the centre. And officials of Kheri district in India and Kanchanpur in Nepal have agreed to a joint survey of their boundaries to resolve the border dispute. Well, an agreement was signed by the officials of the two countries at a meeting on Thursday in Nepal. Well, the survey of the entire border between Kheri in Uttar Pradesh and adjoining areas of Nepal will be conducted by a joint survey team, and it would be completed by June of this year. Well, after ascertaining the boundaries through a GPS survey, construction and repair works over the missing and damaged border pillars would be carried out following an odd-even formula. Well, survey of the border in Kheri would commence from pillar number 200 in Basahi, where a violent protest by Nepalese citizens took place in March this year, resulting in injuries to 9 SSB jawans and 7 villagers as well. Well, at the meeting, officials of both the sides agreed to maintain a mutual harmony and cooperation and check the recurrence of such incidents. On to some international news now. Well, at least 97 African migrants are missing after their boat sank off the Libyan coast. Well, a total of 23 migrants were rescued around 10 kilometers off the coast of Tripoli. Well, the boat's hull was completely destroyed and the rescued migrants were found clinging to a floating device. Well, according to reports, 15 women and 5 children are among those who are still missing. Well, rescue operations are continuing, but the chances of finding more survivors are reported to be slim. Well, according to the International Organization for Migration, at least 590 migrants have died or have gone missing along the Libyan coast so far this year. Well, as per the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, more than 24,000 migrants arrived in Italy from Libya during the first 3 months of the year, up from 18,000 in the same period last year.
I think to go in Italy. We will see, but when we take the seat, God don't permit everybody to go in Italy. We are 120 person, 120, but now we are 22 person. 8 person died in this water, and I wanna greet the policeman of Libya to save house, 22 person. Without them, we cannot be here today.
On to some sports news now. Well, our top Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, B. Sai Praneeth and Kidambi Srikanth have reached the quarter-finals of the Singapore Open Badminton Super Series. Well, Olympic silver medalist Sindhu defeated Indonesia's Fitriani 19-21, 21-17, 21-8 in the pre-quarter final match yesterday. She will now take on Spain's Carolina Marin in the quarter-final clash. In the men's singles, B. Sai Praneeth defeated China's Qian Bin 21-15, 21-23, 21-16, while K. Srikanth overcame Ihsan Maulana Mustafa of Indonesia in a thrilling match which he won 18-21, 21-19, 22-20. Meanwhile, the mixed doubles pair of Ashwini Ponnappa and B. Sumit Reddy also entered the quarters after beating the Korean pair of Jae Wang Kim and Lee So-hee in 3 set games. And in cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders ended Kings 11 Punjab's winning run in this year's IPL by beating them by 8 wickets at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Thursday. Well, Kolkata's side overhauled the 171-run target in 16.3 overs thanks to an unbeaten half-century by captain Gautam Gambhir. Well, Gautam Gambhir struck 72 runs off 49 balls to lead his team to an easy win in their first home game of the tournament. He was helped by all-round performance by Sunil Narine, who scored 37 runs and bowled an economic spell as well, picking up 1 wicket. Earlier put into bat first, Punjab side made 170 for 9 in their allotted 20 overs. Umesh Yadav picked up 4 wickets for the Knight Riders. And here is NASA's major discovery about the search for life beyond Earth. Well, according to NASA scientists, now ice plumes shooting into space from Saturn's ocean-bearing moon Enceladus contain hydrogen from hydrothermal vents. Now, it is believed by the scientific fraternity that it can provide an environment after Earth leading to life. Well, similar conditions in which hot rocks meet ocean water may have been the cradle for the appearance of microbial life on Earth more than 4 billion years ago. Well, the discovery was made during NASA's Cassini spacecraft, which in September will end a 13-year mission exploring Saturn and its entourage of 62 known moons. Well, the detection of molecular hydrogen occurred in October 2015 during Cassini's last pass through Enceladus moon. Well, scientists also say that Jupiter's moon may also have global ocean. And today is the 127th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Well, a function is being held at the Parliament House lawns to mark the occasion.
And here we see Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry is organising a function to pay floral tributes to the father of the Constitution. As you can see, President Pranab Mukherjee, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker, various union ministers and other dignitaries offering floral tributes. Now, a function to pay floral tribute to him will also be held in the Central Hall of Parliament House, where Dr. Ambedkar's portrait is being put up. We leave you with these visuals. Thanks so much for watching.
We will be having amidst us